I had pneumonia real bad, and I hate going to the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I despise going to the doctor. But I went to when I finally broke down, went to the doctor and had nothing against nurses practitioners, but this one said, "Oh, I just had bronchitis," and sent me home. And a week later, I couldn't move. I was lethargic. I couldn't open my eyes. I was just flopped down in the chair. Had over 104 fever, and so they loaded me up, took me to the doctor. When I got to the hospital, they went nuts. They hit me with everything. They had IVs in me and everything else, and finally got me up to a room. And it was probably around 3 o'clock or something like that in the morning. And I woke up and I was like, I feel pretty good, you know. I looked up the clock, and the second nothing was moving on the clock. The second hand wasn't moving or anything, and there was a woman standing beside my bed, an older woman, and she
Mm-hmm.
said, "It's okay, it's just relax, everything's fine." I said, "Okay." And so I sat up and I jumped off the bed and I looked back and my body was still in the bed, and I thought, "Well, that's odd."
It's a red flag.
Yeah, and
Yep.
she was talking to me saying, "Everything's gonna be all right. No, you're fine. It's okay." And people started walking through the walls of my room. And each one of them would come in and they'd walk up to me and they introduced herself and tell me what was going on with them and everything. I looked over in the corner and there's a shadow of for lack of a better term, an angel, just an outline silhouette. But you could see the eyes, and the eyes were just as blue could be. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could still see the eyes like today. And I just was relaxed and it was calm, and there's a lot of people in there talking to me, and it was a really awesome experience because I had no worries at that time. But I could see my body laying in the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the angel raised his hand up, and there's a little dot of light formed on the wall, and he dropped his hand. That whole wall just turned to light, but it wasn't. It was a brilliant light, but it didn't hurt your eyes to look at it, and it cast no reflection. And the people started telling me bye and walking into this light, and they just disappeared. And it was only me and the lady there, and I said, "Well, I guess it's my turn." I went to walk, and she grabbed me. She said, "No, no, honey, it ain't your turn." She said, "Go back to bed and lay down and rest, and everything's gonna be just fine." I was like, "Well, okay." I sat down on the bed and I went to lay down, and she walked over to the light. She turned around and waved at me, and I waved back, and she
Mm-hmm.
walked in the light, and I just laid down and closed my eyes. And all of a sudden, there was alarms going off, and people come
Ooh.
running in my room, and I
Mm-hmm.
just opened my eyes and was looking at everybody. And one of the nurses run over to me, and I said, "What are you doing?" And everybody just stopped dead. And they all started muttering and everything, and everybody walked out except for the one head nurse. And I started asking her about all the people that was in there. I said, "What about there was an old lady in here?" And I told her the name, and she just all the color just left her face. And she
Mm-hmm.
said, "She died in this room before you got here,
Like that day.
the day before."
Oh. So